Right, Gaz, we're going to talk about travelling light and some of the tackle that you use here. You can see. First thing I noticed that there's not a bivvy up.
No, mate, no need for one.
No.
No, it's a beautiful day. Look at it.
Yeah.
It's all nice and sunny. You know, it was cold last night. It's like, well, was it late September now? But I've always been of the view, you know, if it isn't raining, then you know, I don't want a shelter. Just I don't know. I like sleeping under the stars. It's nice.
There's something quite atmospheric about it.
Yeah. You kind of feel a bit closer to the surroundings, and you know, and you actually angle better. I find, because you're not like you're not as likely to
enclosed
sit in. You know, it's nice. You hear fish crash easier, things like that. I mean, don't get me wrong. I've always got a shelter with me. You know, I've actually got my I've got my brolly back there, but you know, I don't think it was needed last night. This is the 365 bag. You know, which is waterproof. You know, so you know, even if there's a bit of condensation, dew or what have you in the mornings, you know, you know, you're not going to get wet. So yeah, that's one thing.
And that stays on your bed chair, does it? That packs down as it is.
This always stays on my bed chair, which again, you know,
saves,
makes things so much easier. You're not having a separate bag. It folds into your bed chair. It makes it quicker to set up, quicker to pack away.
Yeah, definitely.
You know, quicker to go and angle for some fish that are in a different part of the lake. In the summer, I always use the 60-inch oval brolly, just because, again, you know, it's really quick to set up. It's really nice and light. You know, it literally takes 10 seconds to pack away. That's it. A couple of pegs. You know, I don't always even put the storm poles and that in. I might just literally put 4 pegs in it, unless it's going to be really windy, of course. That just makes things easier to pack up. Basically, all my kit I keep kind of as refined and as minimal as I can, really. Like, I kind of only bring what I need, basically. You know, everything's there, you know, to fish, you know, how I need to. But I kind of don't bring anything, you know, that I'm not going to need.
You leave it in the car? Or,
yeah, I've got loads of stuff in my van. Got stacks of stuff. I've got a big bag of leads and, you know, all the rest. But I don't carry it with me all the time. It just makes the whole process so much harder, you know. If you've got to walk a mile to your swim, and by the time you get there you're half dead because you've got so much kit, then it's just not, you know, it's just not as nice. I like to keep everything as light as I possibly can, you know. So I just I've got a small bag, I've got a little bag with my food in, and basically that's about it. I've started to bring the bait bucket bag all the time because it's really handy. You can get a couple of extra little bits and bobs in there. Obviously I use that as my stalking kit as well, but it also takes all my bait. Really nice light set of waders. They often come in handy. You know, but again, you know, I opted for a really minimal, lightweight pair. You know, they literally pack down into a little tiny bag like that. And I mean, really, that's you know, that's about it. I've just always found it really important just to keep everything down to a minimum. It just lets me focus on my fishing rather than worrying about kind of packing kit up. And
well, you notice, I see it on so many different lakes where people are turning up and they're coming down for a night or 2 nights, and sometimes it's 2 trips and their barrow's fully laden, and by the time they get set up, it takes them an hour or 2 to set up. And then they see fish elsewhere. You can see that how their minds think. They're reluctant to pack it all down. And
definitely. I mean, I've done a lot of fishing over the years. Not so much in the last couple of years, but before that, I did a lot of fishing on waters that were day only. And things like that, and lakes where there was a night syndicate, but I only actually had the day ticket. So I was forced to fish really light, and I was forced to move every single day. And you know, sometimes I might fish a couple of swims a day. You know, and if you've got loads of kit, you just can't really fish like that. You know, you just got to be really kind of everything down to the minimum, and it just makes you fish more effectively. You're just concentrating on the fishing, basically.
I remember down at the lake in Swindon, the Park Lake there. That was a lot of time down there, wasn't it? That was the roving, very much so.
Absolutely. You know, I'd be sat there on the dam wall at like 4 or 5 o'clock in the morning, in the dark, with my kit ready to go, watching for a show, and then that'd be it, off. A couple of rods out, they're on the top of the barrow, ready to go. That's it, you're angling. If you see some more, pack up, off you go again.
Well, I'm sure that's caught you quite a few bonus fish over the years.
It does, over the course of a year.
I think it's a tip to everyone, really. You know, you can always refine your tackle down and get it nice and neat and compact. So,
definitely.
Yeah, no, thanks for sharing all this.
No worries.
Cheers.